I would say so. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the game is all about the players, and the owners will tell you that, and the coaches will tell you that, and your greatest asset is your player.
Right.
So, I mean, you got to do everything that you can to protect your players and make sure that they are put in the best position possible to win and to be safe. So,
Yeah.
you got helmets and rules and all kinds of stuff in
All sorts of
place
stuff.
to protect against that. So I'd say that they definitely are paying close attention to it.
Sweet. And then, so one last thing. Do you think you're gonna encourage your children to play football when you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to leave it up to them. If they want to play, they're more than welcome to play. And,
Right.
But we'll definitely be talking about playing safe and maybe I'll just teach them how to deep snap.
Exactly.
And then I'll have to worry about getting hit in the head 80 times a game, because it's like every time these collisions that these guys go through, I mean, it's like a small car wreck every
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about guys like Marshawn Lynch. He carries the ball 40 times a game.
Right. He's getting hit in the head a lot.
He's getting hit in the head a lot.
Yeah.
And so hopefully my kids will take after my speed and not have any.
Right, yeah.
And they'll just learn how to snap. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. And go Hawks. Though many potential concussion prevention methods have been put forth, one of the most promising concussion prevention methods is that of increased neuromobility. Neuromobility is the mobility of your peripheral nervous system, or PNS, which are the nerves coming out of the spine in between the vertebrae and ending at the muscles in the arms and legs. Nerves in the PNS sliding along their sheaths, or tubular casings surrounding the nerves, can limit flexibility when a nerve gets caught somewhere along the sheath. Neuromobility can be impaired for many reasons. If one experiences a fast growth spurt, or an injury occurs in a specific part of the body, or just if one is participating in rigorous exercise. Nerves get caught after they pass through many different layers of muscle and fascia. If, when stretching, one feels a sharp pain instead of a normal muscle feeling or muscle stretch feeling, that is most likely nerve pain and indicates poor neuromobility. This is a little bit contradictory to popular belief that flexibility is a result of only your muscles. In fact, it often has more to do with your neural flexibility than with muscle length. In order to release neural blockages, one must exercise their nerve sliding mechanism, getting them uncaught and releasing pressure and discomfort. There are many ways to release the blockages, including massage techniques, mobilizations, and careful movements. One easy way to increase neural flexibility in your legs and back is called the slump exercise. While seated on your behind with your legs stretched out in front of you, slump your back forward and head down as far as you can handle until you feel a pain somewhere in your back or legs. The pain felt will differ from person to person depending upon where your nerves are caught in your body, whether it be in your hamstrings or back. Then, very gently rock your head up and down, moving your nerves through their sheaths, unhooking them from wherever they have been caught. You should feel your ability to complete this exercise greatly increase with time, along with one's supposed muscle flexibility increase through this exercise. An expert in neuromobility and a prominent researcher in the link between neuromobility and concussion prevention, Doctor of Physical Therapy Richard Barnes is here to comment. What first sparks your interest in neuromobility and its potential for increased rehabilitation and overall health?
When I first was going through graduate school for physical therapy, I had some very strange neurological symptoms in my legs where I had lost power and had some drop foot and some neural entrapment type things. And I'd noticed that with this I was getting some headaches and other things as I was trying to stretch these out. And so I was very curious as to what the neurological component was and why this was so intertwined. And so it really started just getting me curious and looking at all the different possible correlations that were involved.
What first made you think that there might be a correlation between neural flexibility and concussions, and also what is the process, or what is the reason that you think is behind the possible correlation?
When I was treating a lot of these neural entrapments and different types of headaches, I found that that I was able to reproduce the similar symptoms that I was reading about in these post-concussion syndromes, and I was treating those with this neural flossing, and this really got me thinking, wow, you know, if there is this correlation in the population that's not playing these sports, I wonder if this could be a predisposing factor to people who are playing sports. And so I started really looking at more and more literature, and it just points directly towards that.
Who have you talked to, or what data points have you collected that point to a possible correlation?
I have looked at multiple slides as an anatomist, and I've been doing different looks at the relationship between the fascial restrictions on each of the different nerves and their ability to become restricted following injury. I'm also speaking with different physicians and neurologists, and we're finding that, yeah, there's a lot of areas that have not been explored, and this is one of them that hasn't had a lot of exploration to this point. So the correlations and the possibility that this neuromobility is one of the key components to concussions in a large percentage of the population is significant.
So have there been any successful instances where a patient of yours has noticed a decrease in concussion susceptibility after undergoing your treatments?
I've worked with a large number of football players and lacrosse players and soccer players in the last year or two, and we've noticed that many of them have gone injury-free since we've treated them, and this would be, at least on the surface, a sign that they've not had a return of the concussions following. They've had multiple concussions prior to that treatment, so that looks very good as a promising approach to treatment. A variety of athletes from different professions that suffer from concussions. Football players, lacrosse players, obviously are a primary source here, as well as now soccer players coming online. The University of Washington's athletic training has contacted us, and we're attempting to start to work together to come up with ideas as their soccer players are having concussions as well. We'd like to just try to get the information out there and see if we can get a formal study going with maybe some pro players from different sports that are suffering from this problem.
Thank you, Richard, for contributing to my project. Concussions have recently made headlines as a hot-button issue in sports. The NFL and other sports organizations must continue to adjust their head injury policies as new information regarding the mysterious head injury is known. Luckily, recent observations suggest that there may be an element of possible prevention for this fearsome wildcard sports injury. Neuromobility may prove to be an effective concussion deterrent and treatment.